Hey there, my name's Max, and I'm so glad that you're interested in learning how I was able to make over $10,000 on just 2 trucks in a few months, and how you can do the exact same, making thousands of dollars with your next truck. So let's hop on the computer and I'll show you exactly how I did it. So, like I said, how I made over $10,000 profit with just 2 trucks in a couple months. Here are the trucks: a 3rd gen Cummins and my 1st gen Ford Raptor with the big 6.2. So 1 gas or 1 diesel. Here they are together. I had them at the same time. And let's get right to it, starting off with the Cummins. As you can see, this is how I bought it on the top left. Not too much different than how it looks when I sold it. I know that I'm a talking head over this picture, but this is the truck when I bought it. I didn't do too much to it. And I was able to make a lot of money through just a slight transformation. So let's break it down and go into everything that went into this. I bought the truck for $5,300, which is pretty obvious. I needed the platform, I needed the truck to start with. I got it on Facebook Marketplace. I bought it locally from a private party seller. So then there was the tax and title, which was $386. 7% sales tax, which is what it is in my state, plus a $15 title transfer fee. I ran a Carfax, which you can get 6 for $99, so it comes out to $17. I was able to see that it didn't have an accident history for myself, make sure it wasn't rolled back, and nothing was funny, nothing was going on with the truck. And it was also leverage, so that when I went to sell it, I could say, no accidents, out-of-state truck, and the history-based value, which is something that Carfax provides, was like $16,000 for this thing. Next up, I have a few different supplies: red paint, black paint, and clear coat. I sanded down some of the very light surface rust on the red parts and painted that once it was sanded back to bare metal to prevent the rust. I sprayed a couple other spots where the clear coat was failing to make that look a little bit better and protect the paint. Again, this is an older truck, so it doesn't need to have the highest quality repair. I know that this is a DIY fix, but it has over 200,000 miles. It was a towing and a pulling and a farm truck, so that is the kind of fix that I gave it. And then some black paint to refinish the wheels that were on it. I got some fender flares as well to widen out the body of the truck to match the wheels to make it look just a little bit better in there, and the black, I think, accented with the wheels nicely as well. I tuned the truck to have it roll coal. It already had an intake and an exhaust, so I threw on a tune, made it roll coal, gave it a little more juice, but then detuned it before I sold it, and sold that tuner for what I bought it for. So the net cost on being able to have a tuned truck and experience that was 0. I got an armrest cover as well, which I put on the truck, which cleaned up the interior. There were no rips or anything in the interior after that. The dash was good, the seats were good, and the only thing that was bad about the interior was the armrest cover. So I fixed that up, I replaced it, and now the interior looked mint. I got some spray and bed liner as well. It already had a bed liner in there, but there were a few spots that were rubbed low so you could see the metal. So I sprayed over that. That way, the entire bed was protected and looked better. It looked congruent. It was all black after that. I also had to get 2 batteries. I bought 2 used batteries since it was sitting for some time. And I also had some maintenance done, an oil change, checked all the fluids, stuff like that. And then finally, I budgeted about $40 for miscellaneous other stuff, whether those be fasteners or sandpaper, anything like that. And that is everything that I put into the truck, everything that I bought for it, all expenses included. So I had just under $6,000 in it, but I ended up selling the truck for $12,000. Again, history-based value said it was worth $16,000. There were some imperfections. It wasn't a brand new show truck, but it was a very reliable 3rd gen that was in good shape. And so I sold it for $12,000, meaning that I made over $6,000 profit on this thing, not to mention being able to enjoy it and build it up a little bit. Next up is the Ford Raptor. Now, I'd always loved the Ford Raptor, always wanted to have one, but I didn't know how it could be done. Well, I came across this one. It was a really good deal, took the leap of faith, bought the truck, and ended up turning a profit on this as well. So let's break it down again. I got the truck for $23,500. It's a 13 or 14 Raptor with 130,000 miles at the time of purchase, clean title, 2-owner, I believe, on the Carfax, and I bought it for $23,500. The title transfer was $449. That was obviously to register and transfer the ownership of the truck. I paid my friend Logan $100 because we drove 3.5 hours away to pick this up. So I wanted to give him gas money and also pay for his time. Just as a thank you for helping me out, I tossed him $100. And then again, I got the Carfax. That gave me leverage and allowed me to see that there was nothing funny with the truck. It had no accidents. It was a really solid machine. Then I got an oil change at the dealership. They only charged $42, which was a steal, and gave a complimentary inspection with that as well. And my final expense was cars and bids, which if you watch Automotive YouTube, you may have come across Doug DeMiro. He set up a site called Cars and Bids, which is an auction platform that allows enthusiast vehicles to be sold nationally. So I'd never used it. I decided I want national exposure with the Raptor. I gave it a shot, and it sold on there for $28,888. So my total investment into the truck was $24,197. It sold for $28,888. Meaning that I made $4,691 on this Raptor. $10,692 of pure profit after all of the expenses are accounted for net from driving two of my dream trucks. Now, that's not all. I was able to use them, leverage them. I pulled with this one. I took this to the scrapyard. I was able to play with the Raptor, use it, use the off-roading capabilities that it has, experience this truck, enjoy it, and make thousands of dollars doing so. So what's next? Well, I already have the next project, the next truck in the works, which is a low mileage LBZ. I picked this guy up. It's an 06 Silverado 2500 with 135,000 miles. As of when I bought it, it now has, I put 1,000 miles on it, so it now has 136,000 miles. And I got this thing for a steal. I paid $11,300 from a dealership for it. And as you can see here, this is what it looked like when I bought it. Now, keep in mind that this is quite possibly one of the lowest mileage LBZs out there available for sale. It hasn't been rolled back. I checked the history report before I bought the truck, and it has actual mileage. It's a super clean, super nice truck. I got it for a steal, and looking at comps on the market, others are going for $29,500, $25,000 with the same mileage, $28,000 with 151,000 miles. So I have quite a bit of margin, quite a bit of equity built into this purchase as well. I'm going to be able to drive the truck, roll cool with it, enjoy it, and turn a profit on this truck as well when it comes time to sell it. So there are two things that you can do now with this information. Number one is go subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to stay up to date with all of the new projects, all of the new vehicles, all the new builds. I'm a big truck fan, as you could see by the Raptor and the turbo diesels, but on here you can see I also do sports cars and bikes and commuters and really anything. I have a lot of different vehicle content on my YouTube, so I'm sure you'll be able to find something that you like on there, and it would mean the world to me if you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can also follow along with the journey and see what I'm doing and learn from that. And then finally, if you're interested in fast tracking your success, in learning the exact strategies that I use to get vehicles of any sort and make thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on them, then there is a link below this video where you can join the Automotive Arbitrage program and learn exactly how I do this. Now, this is the blueprint for everything that you need to know. There are case studies, so many more case studies than just these two. In there, I go super deep on all the theory, on all the mindset, and then of course I give you the tangible techniques and tactics on how to get incredible deals, what to look for, and everything that you need to know. Hopefully you enjoyed this case study, learned a lot from it, and I'll see you on the next one.